trumpet slays the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
Hoppy, I'm kind of worried.
All right, let it out. What have you done now?
Oh, it's not me. It's California I'm worried about.
California? What's the matter with him?
Well, I don't like to carry tales, but he says he's going to do a little gambling and drinking.
He's been saying that for years, but he's never done it. He'll be around when we want him.
Well, maybe so, but there's a first time for everything, and right now he's on his way downtown.
He is, huh? Well, maybe we better see what our friend's up to. California had completely disappeared. Well, so far you're wrong. California must have crawled off someplace to take a nap.
There's still another place down the street.
We'll take a look.
You think that could be California?
Hard to tell. He once said if he ever got started, he'd be a rootin' tootin' terror. Let's find out. Somebody sure fixed this place up.
Hoppy, lucky. Name your own poison and join your old pal, California.
How much have you had to drink?
Oh, 3, 4 bottles maybe? Can't drink too much of the stuff. Bubbles get up your nose and tickle.
Bubbles? What are you drinking?
Sarsaparilla.
Well, I tell you, he's all right.
Oh, no, I ain't Hoppy. I came in here to get some of the real stuff, but guess kind of lost my nerve.
Yeah.
But someday I'm gonna taste it. And when I do, I'm gonna be a rip snort.
Oh, what happened? We thought you were mixed up in all this.
Oh, there? I don't know what happened. I was standing here drinking my sarsaparilla when all of a sudden things started busting wide open. And everybody ducked. Everybody except me. I'm used to bar fights. I ain't afraid of nothing. Besides, I just paid for my sarsaparilla, and there ain't no critter gonna stop me from drinking it. I ain't long for this world.
Miss Abbott, the school teacher, and she was fighting mad. That's all right, folks. You won't be bothered anymore.
The back of my head's all sticky. It's a leaking. Is it blood, Hoppy?
No, it's applesauce.
Applesauce? You ain't insinuating in my head.
What happened here? Oh, come on, speak up.
I don't know, Mr. Mawson. I was standing here running a game, and all of a sudden we were attacked.
Attacked?
Yes, sir.
I leave the place for half an hour and look what happens. Somebody's trying to ruin my opening night. Well, who did it? Say something.
Well, we don't know, boss. But if I were you, I'd ask Dink Davis about it.
Davis?
I told you, I heard him say last night this town wasn't big enough to hold both of you.
Well, we'll see about that.
Hey, what's going on here, Mawson?
Hello, Sheriff. Well, as usual, you're a little late.
Yeah, well, I had to stop and lock up the jail.
Why? There's nothing in it but mice?
Say, now, don't you be flip. I'm the sheriff around here, and I want to know what goes on.
So do I. And I'm not waiting for you to find out. Come on, get moving. Clean this place up. We're still in business, and we're going to stay there. Come on.
Oh, he sure is mad.
If you owned this place, wouldn't you be sore, too?
That man that was talking about, seems I've heard his name before. What was it? Dink Davis?
Yeah, that's right. I know him by sight. He owns the other saloon down the street, the Big Dome. I know this is none of our business, but there's going to be trouble. And usually where there's trouble, somebody gets hurt.
You got any ideas, Hoppy?
Maybe. I'll let you know when I get back. I'm going to have a talk with somebody. You two wait here. How do you do, Miss Abbott? My name is Hopalong Cassidy.
Well, I can't do anything about that. Why don't you have it changed?
Well, the Hopalong's a nickname. My real name is Bill.
William would be the proper pronunciation for that. Now, just how did you happen to know my name? I don't think I've seen you here before.
No, you haven't, but I've seen you.
Well, what is it you want?
I'd like the answer to a very puzzling question.
It's a pleasant surprise to meet a man in this town who wants to learn anything other than how to play poker. What is your question?
Just why do you throw apples and break windows? Do you mind if I speak to Mawson? Of course, it may not do any good, but sometimes a man can be a little more convincing than a woman.
You mean that you're a better shot than I am with an apple?
Not exactly with an apple.
Now, whoever could be doing that?
Just goes to show you how much trouble can be started by an apple.
Seemed like a bad day for saloons. Now the big dome was getting it.
Well, that about evens things up. That's one way of making Dink Davis see the light and feel the fresh air.
Well, from the sound of things, you must have done a pretty good job.
He breaks 2 of our windows, we break all of his. That's a fair exchange.
Set him up, Mike.
Too bad you wasn't there for all the fun, boss.
Yes, I'd like to see his face when he finds his place all messed up.
I think you know I said this town wasn't big enough to hold both of us, Mawson.
Sorry to see you leave, Davis. I always kind of like competition, even the cheap kind.
It won't be cheap when you get through paying for it. What's the idea of breaking up my saloon?
You broke up mine, didn't you?
You're crazy. I've never been inside this joint.
That's a lie.
Take that back, Mawson, or I'll...
Take it easy, gentlemen. I don't like to interfere, but one of you's liable to get hurt, and that might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Hopalong Cassidy. I'd like to have a talk with you two before you try to kill each other.
I can handle my business without your help. I got guns to prove it.
Maybe so, but here's 2 more that could make a mighty fine argument out of that.
Thanks, boys.
I don't get your angle, but you say you've got something on your mind?
That's right. Now, if you call off your men, we'll talk it over.
All right, boys.
Go ahead.
Let's have it.
I take it you two don't care too much for each other, and there's been a little window breaking around here today.
Sure, I broke up his place, but not till after he broke up mine.
I told you before I didn't do it.
He's telling the truth, Mawson.
How do you know?
Because I happen to know who did it.
Who?
Well, I can't very well mention the name. All I hope to do is maybe keep you two from killing each other for no good reason.
Could it be your own name you wouldn't be mentioning?
Yeah, who are you covering up for if it isn't yourself?
I said I couldn't mention the person.
Listen, mister, you've stuck your neck out and your mouth open. And now I'm going to know the reason. Well, what's the answer?
Right here, Mr. Mawson. I thought William would come here to protect me, and that's just what I didn't want.
William? Who's William?
I guess she means Hoppy.
But that ain't his right name. It's Bill.
Now, look here, Miss Abbott. This ain't no time for you to come around here and do a lot of talking.
I'm not going to do a lot of talking. My argument with you is past that stage. I broke your windows, Mr. Mawson, and I intend to keep on breaking them until you close this place up. There isn't much more. He knows very well that we can't run our school as long as this place casts a shadow over it.
Maybe you'd like me to tear it down.
I'd like nothing better. But I know you won't, so I've started doing it my own way. That's why I wanted to be sure that you knew who broke your windows and why.
You come around here again and do any damage and
I'm not afraid of you, Mawson. And tomorrow I'll prove it by calling a mass meeting of the decent citizens of this town. Then we'll see whether it's the 3 R's that I teach, or whether you've changed them to rye, rabble, and roulette.
I wouldn't have missed that for a $5 stack of chips. I'm not afraid of you, you big, bad saloon keeper.
One more crack like that and
You won't do anything, except maybe a little homework on that lesson the school marm just gave you. Well, so long, Mawson. Come on, boy.
Here is right.
Cassidy.
Yes?
Hello.
I'm Lola Blair. I work for Steve Mawson. I guess you know that.
Lucky sure knows it.
Keep quiet.
You seem to be concerned about Miss Abbott's welfare.
That's right.
Well, I'm afraid she's going to be in serious trouble.
Well, what's happened now?
Well, last night I overheard some of Mawson's men talking to him, and they told him he ought to run her out of town. I thought you should know this and perhaps warn her.
Well, thank you very much, miss. So that's Miss Lola, huh?
She's all right. She's all for us.
Yeah, and you're all for Miss Lola.
We'd better stop by the schoolhouse and see Miss Abbott. Where's your teacher this morning, children?
We're waiting for her. She hasn't come to school yet.
Has she ever been late before?
Oh, no, sir. We get stood in the corner if we're late. But I guess maybe she won't do that to herself.
No, I guess she wouldn't. Well, I'm sure she'll be back soon. In the meantime, you think you can get along all right without her?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find out where she lives and go to her house. Lucky, you go back up the main street and see if you can find anybody that's seen her this morning.
Right, Hop.
You go back to the Gold Mill and hang around the bar. You might learn something. Anyhow, we'll meet there later. What'd you find out?
Nothing, except I'm getting mighty tired of this sarsaparilla.
Nobody's seen Miss Abbott since yesterday.
Well, I think I found out all that's necessary. Miss Abbott wasn't home, but she had been, and she'd had company.
What do you mean?
There were several chairs and a lamp overturned. She must have put up a terrific fight before they took her away.
Ah, that lady couldn't fight a head cold.
No, she's got a lot more courage than some men I know.
What you gonna do?
I want to have a talk with Mawson.
He won't admit anything.
I know that. But I can at least accuse him, and that'll start something. Right now, that's all I want. Let's have a talk with you, Mawson.
So you're back again. Well, go ahead. I'm listening.
Miss Abbott isn't at school today.
Well, now, what do you think of that? I'll tell you something. I didn't go to school today either.
So I see. Maybe you did go to her house, say, last night.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Miss Abbott. She's missing.
What would that mean to me?
Might mean a lot to you. Seems that you're the one that has the most reason to get rid of her.
Are you insinuating that...
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm asking a question. Where's Miss Abbott?
I don't know where she is, but I know where I wish she was. And that goes for you, too.
That bullet only burned your hand, Mawson, and I hope I never have to come any closer. In the meantime, I'm staying around town till somebody remembers where they misplaced that schoolteacher.
Was it Dad?
Well, don't stand around there. Do something. Get a pan of water. Right, boss.
That sure was fast shooting, Hoppy.
Yeah, and fast talking, too. You know, Mawson had plenty of reason to be sore at me.
Yeah, and your head would have been a lot sorer if you hadn't nicked him in time. What do we do?
I'm going to school where I can learn a few things.
To school?
Children, your teacher won't be here today, but this school has to keep running for a lot of reasons. I had a little concentrating to do myself, and I couldn't think of a better place to do it than in a schoolroom. Now, suppose I assign you some lessons, and we'll all settle down to some nice, quiet work. Let's see. Do you all have your history books, children?
Yes, teacher.
That's fine. What is it?
I'm thirsty. Can I get a drink?
Oh, yes. Go right ahead.
I found a band from a high-priced cigar in Miss Abbott's home, and it had given me an idea.
Well, how about you, Sonny? Young man, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Indian.
An Indian? Why?
My pop says the country's in bad shape, so we should give it back to the Indians. That way I'd be getting some.
I don't know. If we keep on with what we are doing to it, the Indians won't want it back. How about you?
Me? I'm gonna run a saloon.
A saloon?
Sure, like my old man.
What is your name?
Dinky Davis. Only Ma calls me Stinky, so she can tell me from Pa.
I see. I've heard of your dad. What about you, son?
I'm gonna be a bear hunter like my big brother. See? All I need now is a gun.
Well, that's a great business, but I didn't know there were any bear around here.
Sure. Way up in the hills, there's plenty. Just a week ago, I went with my brother, and he got 2 of them by the old Mawson cabin.
You mean Steve Mawson?
Yeah, but it's just a shack. Don't reckon he uses it much.
Oh, is it very far from here?
No, but it's a hard ride, way up to the end of Tuttle Creek.
Oh, what direction is that?
You know Dark Canyon?
The description of the Lawson cabin made it sound like a perfect hideout. We left California behind with instructions to keep his eyes and ears wide open.
There it is.
Think there are any guards around?
Well, there must be if they got Miss Abbott here. Let's put our horses over here. He's asleep. Let's try the door on the other side.
Well, close the door before I catch my death of cold.
Hello, Miss Abbott.
William, I had a feeling you'd come. Thanks. Now, will you please untie these ropes? I feel like a pullet trussed up for roasting.
Not so loud, they'll hear you. You all right?
Oh, certainly.
Well, that come from the shack.
Thanks, Miss Abbott.
Oh, it was nothing, William.
He sure is out cold.
Oh, that's nothing new for him. He was unconscious 15 years ago when he was a pupil of mine.
Hoppy, 2 men are rushing the house.
Come on, get in. Get down in the corner.
Hurt bad? Yeah, they just grazed my shoulder and knocked me down. I don't know who's in there with her, but they ain't getting out now.
Lucky. We got one more chance. Miss Abbott, hand me that rifle, will you, please? You take her and go out the back door, and I'll meet you where we left the horses.
Sticking out the window. You must have got the fellow that was shooting it because it ain't doing any shooting now.
There's no more firing. Let's move in.
comes Hop.
Here's a horse for you, Miss Abbott.
I am not getting up on that, or any other animal.
Well, it's a long walk over this kind of country.
I don't care. I can... how long?
It's about 6 miles.
6 miles?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no man ever defeated me. I don't know why a horse should. Now, you two turn your backs while I get aboard.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Mawson.
What's on your mind?
Oh, a couple of things. Mind if I sit down? We're overlooking this. Red Lion plays on the black tent.
Thanks, but I think I can play this game without your help.
Maybe. But there's another game you might need my help in.
What's that?
Let's call it the Abbott game. People are beginning to talk.
Get to the point.
Everyone knows there's a feud on between you and the old girl. So when she disappears, what do you expect people to think?
I don't know anything about it.
No? Well, I do. I know where she is.
Where?
In your cabin up in the mountains.
You're out of your mind.
No, I'm not. Sit down. I know what I'm talking about. I've got a proposition to offer you.
Go on.
Close up this place and leave town. If you don't, this town might get rough with you. I tell what I know.
Davis, I ought to kill you for this.
I wouldn't do that, Mawson. We thought we'd drop in for a few minutes. Miss Abbott was very anxious to see you, gentlemen.
Well, what have you got to say for yourself?
Now get this straight, Miss Abbott. I don't know what happened to you, and whatever it was, I had nothing to do with it.
Then why was I taken to your cabin?
I can't answer that.
What's the use of lying, Mawson? How did she get up there if you didn't take her? I've just been telling him I knew what he'd done. Maybe it's better you settle this whole thing instead of me.
I intend to do that, Davis. Now, suppose you tell us how you knew where Miss Abbott was.
Well, I knew there was bad feeling between them. I sympathized with the schoolmarm. I'm a father. I don't like the idea of this place being practically on the school grounds, even though I run a saloon myself. One of my boys saw Mawson enter the Abbott woman's house last night.
That's the last lie you'll ever tell me.
Wait a minute. Stop it, both of you. Well, I guess that ought to prove what I've been trying to tell you. I had him trailed up to his place, and I know the whole layout. I was trying to talk reason to him when you came in. Well, I guess I'm all through now.
You certainly are, Davis. If you have to smoke cigars, you should be more careful where you throw the bands.
What do you mean?
I found one of those bands on Miss Abbott's living room floor this morning.
A lot of folks smoke the same brand.
Not around here, they don't. I found out you had those cigars sent to you from Waco. Davis, you abducted Miss Abbott.
That's crazy. Why should I?
Because you found a chance to make Mawson the goat. You figured everybody in town thought he was mad enough to do most anything to her. You also knew about that shack of his. It was a perfect setup to frame him, but it didn't work, Davis.
All right. You were smart enough to find out about it. I'll see if you're smart enough to hold me here. First one that makes a move or pulls a gun is going to get it.
Hey, come on. Yes, you're late again, Sheriff.
Oh, no, I'm not.
What do you mean?
Well, you forget that I'm also the undertaker in this town. All right, boys.
Thanks, Cassidy. I was in a pretty tough spot.
You're still going to be in a tough spot if you don't make peace with Miss Abbott.
Now, Miss Abbott, I don't want any more trouble, but I can't move this building and you can't move your school. Tell you what, I don't think Davis needs his saloon any longer. I'll buy it for you. It'll make a fine school.
Well, that sounds like a good deal, Miss Abbott.
Yes, William. Your offer for the new Mawson Elementary School is accepted. And gratefully. My goodness, those children. I forgot all about them.
There he goes on his way down the moonlit trail to where cowboys race. Hopalong Cassidy.